Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Laurel Park here on Saturday. It is the 15th of February, 2025. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Laurel, but before I get on to that, remember, please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action from Laurel races 4, 6, 7, and 8. So quite a few races to look at. Fourth race from Laurel, it's the Nellie Morse Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We field of 6 horses going 1,700 meters or a mile 1/16th on the Laurel main track. My top selection here, we're going to go take the 2 horse headline numbers. We're going to go 2-1-4-5 in the superfecta. 2-1-4-5 super, top selection 2 horse headline numbers. This 4-year-old filly by gun runner Chad Brown Trans gets cruise up on the saddle. The horse's most recent appearance off the 2-month bench on the 5th of January at Aqueduct, 7/8 a mile and an optional 6-2 claimer. Back to facing older horses. She finished fifth by 5 1/4 lengths that day, and she just got beat that day, and so smoothly. She didn't get out of the gate so clearly. She was wide and she was just behind the A ball. I do think she does her better running style in a routing trip. She's back at it again today. Lesser quality horses. I think she could find a trip to win here today. She's running against very tough horses. Two back in the Mother Goose at Aqueduct, mile and eighth on the 26th of October. She finished fifth by 1 3/4 lengths that day, and she was very wide that day. And she couldn't catch Tarifa and Gunzong, who are decent horses. Brianna finished third, decent horse also, was the next start winner. She just, got outclassed by the others. But then prior to that, she ran her hard at Saratoga, 22nd of August, mile and eighth in option 50 claimer. First time older horses, or excuse me, second time older horse. She finished second by half a length that day. She stalked. She had the lead. The winner was coming in on her right before the wire, which proven the disqualification was right. They placed his horse first through disqualification, which was the right call. She would have won easily, but she had some battles in the final furlong there. And then on debut, 4th July at Aqueduct's one turn mile to main specialweight, winning by 11 3/4 lengths that day. She was wide, but she really came home clear. She's training well here in New York at Belmont at the training track. I'm going to use her on the ticket. I think the 1 horse Sea Dance for Simon and Brittany Russell can win also. She was a winner in the carousel locally right before Christmas, over the mile furlong, winning by 2 lengths in this horse's dirt debut. She flew home clear. That was a very good run. Prior to that, in Southern California on turf, she was running okay in spots and then horribly in stops. When she was running against the Lowndes horses, she was running good. But when she ran against the grade one and the tough horses in Southern California on turf over the mile trips, she just wasn't getting into it. I think coming here to the East Coast against these quality horses, she's proven that she can run good races. I'll give her a shot here on the ticket. The pick six begins with this race, so I think you want to go too deep. But to recap my selection for the fourth from Laurel, it's Nellie Morse. Going to take the 2 horse headline numbers. Give kudos to the 1 horse Sea Dance. 2-1-4-5 Super. 2-1 in the multi race. Let's head over to race number 6 now from Laurel. It's the co-feature of the program. It is the Barbara Fritchie. It's going for a purse $200,000. Race for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs in the Barbara Fritchie. Top selection, I'm going to go with the 6 horse Royal Spa, 6-3-5-1 in the superfecta, 6-3-5-1 super. Top selection 6 horse Royal Spa. This 5-year-old mare by Violence, Rudolph Brissett trains. Simon Russell gets the mount. They ran the horse most recently on the 25th of January at Oaklawn, 6 furlongs in the Bugler Stakes, and she finished fourth by 3 1/4 lengths that day. And she stepped back early. She moved a little bit late. She wasn't going to win, but she ran her heart out. I think coming back to the home, to coming here to Laurel for the first time, to a bit of a longer trip. I think she could find a trip to win. She ran the poinsettia right before Christmas at Oaklawn over the 5.5, and she finished third by 1 1/4 lengths. She sat back early at a decent pace to close up into. The pace was kind of decreasing late, but she really gained some ground there. After all, it wasn't a bad race after all said and done. And then Shaluki at Churchill over the 1 turn mile in November. Finished second by 5 1/4 lengths. And again, she didn't break so well, which is sometimes a thing with her, especially in the fall, if you look through those races. But again, she was closing up well late. Her only victor in 2024 came at Keelan with a 1 turn, 7 furlong, and optional 100 climber where she won by 4 lengths. She had a very horrible beginning that day, but she gained a lot after that. She closed up nicely. She got the job done. If she runs that race today, she can win. She's training well at Oaklawn and at Keelan since her most recent races. I'm going to give her a shot on the ticket. 3 or St. Benedict's prep for Linda Rice and Rodriguez, I think, a win also. Was a winner 3 back in optional 80 at Aqueduct 6.5 in January, where she put on a show that day. She started 3 times so far this season. She's making her 4th start of the season today. She ran 2 back after that, or last time out in the, or 2 back in the can't speak. Two back here in the what a summer locally over the six, where she finished second by a nose, where she just missed late, running her heart out that day, and then she came back a week later to run an Interborough at Aqueduct over the seven, where she finished second by 1/4 length. She got caught at the wire, and she just little lackadaisical in the lane, but again she ran down the race course well. She's a lot of speed into her. Coming here off of decent races so far this year, I'm going to give her a shot on the ticket in this very good race. But to recount my selection for the six from Laurel, now it's to Barbara Fritchie. Going to take the six horse Royal Spa. Give kudos to the three horse St. Benedict's Prep. 6-3-5-1 Super. 6-3 in the multi race. Let's get to the seventh event now from Laurel, which is the John B. Campbell Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race from 4-year-olds and upwards. Seven horses are going 1,800 meters or a lap around the main track, which is about a mile and 1/8 around. I believe the circumference of Laurel, if I'm not mistaken, is just ever so slightly less than a mile and 1/8. But I have to go Google that one. I think my top selection, you're going to go with the seven horse off a leaf. Awfully cool. There we go. Can't speak. 7-5-2-6 in the superfecta here. 7-5-2-6 super. Top selection, seven horse, awfully cool. 5-year-old gelding by Cantheros here. Gets Adorno up in the saddle. The horse's most recent outing came to Chris Kringle at Parks on the mud, mile 70 on the 31st of December. First start in 11 months, nearly a year. He won by half a length that day, and he sat back early and took the easy way around, came up the rail, got the job done. 86 Spire. Wasn't the strongest, but it was still a good run. Come here second off the bench, to Laurel, where this horse is run once and had a decent place a couple of starts ago. I'm gonna give her a shot to find the winner's circle again here today. Her only other start at 24 came at Parks over the mile 70 in the mud, and option 50 claimer in January. She won by 4 1/4 lengths, and basically on the front and all throughout, she kept going. 96 Spire, that was quite impressive that day for this horse. And then the Menfuso Stakes here at Laurel over the mile 16th of last December of 23. She finished second by a nose, and again, she just got caught before the wire, but she ran her heart out. Horse has a lot of speed. Coming here to a speed favoring horse, going to be forwardly paced. I think this horse could get a trip to win. The 5 horse Catala Strike, I think, could win also. Ran two back here in option 50 over this course, where he finished second by 1/4 lengths, gaining a lot of ground. Prior to the black type, she just had a bit of a wide trip, or just had a bit of a no trip that day. She really wasn't getting into it. She likes going a little wide. I've noticed going through her form cycles. If she could get that wide trip here today, I think she could win, like she did, a couple starts ago. Or excuse me, the inside trip. But if she could do that, I think she could win. She's training well. I'm going to give her a shot here at 6-1 with a bit of pace meltdown. But to recount my selection for the seven from the world, it is John B. Campbell. Going to take the seven horse awfully cool. Give kudos to the 5 horse Catala Strike. 7-5-2-6 Super. 7-5 in the multi race. Let's get to the featured eighth race now from Laurel, which is the General George Stakes. It's going for a purse of $200,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses in the General George, going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs here. Going to take the 4 horse, Mr. Antonoli as top selection. Going to go 4-5-3-2 in the superfecta. 4-5-3-2 super. Top section, the 4 horse, Mr. Antonelli. This 5-year-old gelding by Mendelssohn. Diane Marachi trains. Xavier Perez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came in option 55 here at Laurel with a 6 on a good but still going. 31st of January, and the horse went by 5.5 lengths. She didn't get out of the gate so clearly, which cost this horse better position late, but it still didn't matter because this horse flew home clear, closing up well. 89 Buyer, best of his life. That was a good one. Finally coming to the 7 furlong trip, should see a strong pace to close up into. Off the quick turnaround, I think the horse could find a trip to the winner's circle first. Ran two back on 30th in November, Laurel. 6 furlongs an option 40 claimer, where the horse won by 1/4 lengths that day. And again, sat back early. Was a little bit wide, but this horse flew home clear. A very strong run for this horse there. And they took the horse to Parks prior to that over the 6.5 and option 40, where she finished fourth by 6 1/4 lengths, and she just never really showed up. I don't know if she liked the Park surface. This horse likes running on this Laurel surface. Won here the last 2 starts here, and if you look at some of the races last winter on this track, those were very good efforts, especially that 17th of March race over the sevens, where she finished second by 1/4 lengths, where she just kind of dueled on the front end. Just kind of weakened out a bit late, but she ran her heart out with some quick fractions. Refreshing here off some decent workouts. I'm going to give her a shot on the ticket, or him a shot on the ticket. The 5 horse Prince of Jericho, I think, is your second likeliest winner for Brittany Russell and Simon Russell. Won the fire plug here, the local prep race for this one over the 6.5 in January quite easily by 2 1/4 lengths from a tracking trip. Prior to that, if you look at some of the races locally, they weren't bad at all. Back to 7 furlongs. I'm going to give this a horse shot on the ticket. But to recap my selection now for the eighth from Laurel, it's General George. Going to take the fours, Mr. Antonelli. Give kudos to the five horse Prince Jericho. 4532 Super. 4-5 in the multi race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everyone.